Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here at the club, I am Larry Farber. I am the founder of MiddleCjazz. Welcome to everybody that's here live in person, and welcome to all of you that are live streaming with us tonight. We appreciate all that are here and all that are at home watching. Whatever feels safest for you, but what's important is that you're going to hear some of the best music you'll hear the whole year tonight. This will be my third show in 2 nights. And I've already asked Noel if he'll come back tomorrow and play tomorrow afternoon. It is such an honor to be here to be able to introduce these great people. And we thank you for coming. Please check our site. We have some incredible acts that will be here through through August and into September. We need your support. We need to keep the music going. Music is a healing source for all of us, and we thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy here, enjoy at home. Without further ado, please welcome this wonderful band. Welcome Noel Friedline and everybody. Thank you, Noel.
you tenderly call my name. I know that my emotions are something that I just can't tame. Oh, I feel the earth move under my feet. I feel the sky tumbling down. I feel the earth move under my feet. I feel the sky tumbling down, tumbling down. I just lose control down to my very soul. Yeah, I get so high and cold. All over, all over, all over, all over. I feel the earth move under my feet. I feel the sky tumbling down. Yeah, I feel the earth move. Yeah, under my feet. I feel the sky tumbling down. Do-do, 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 do-do,
Awesome, awesome. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We'd like to welcome you out to MiddleCjazz tonight. My name is Noel Friedline. This amazing vocalist lady right here in the center is Miss Maria Howell. We're so glad you could join us tonight. I'm guilty of taking many things in life for granted, but one of the things I never imagined I would actually take for granted was playing music with actually real live musicians in the same room with real live people sitting in the audience. It's for most of us, it has literally been months before we've had this opportunity. So I can't tell you what an absolute privilege it is to be here on this bandstand and to have you all here. Thank you so much for coming out and joining us tonight. I'm not sure what normal is anymore, but this feels a lot closer to it than anything I've felt in a long time. So it's very good to be here. So tonight we are doing a jazz celebration, the music of Karen Carpenter, Carole King, and Carly Simon. A lot of K's in there, right? So this was actually a show. We put this together a couple years ago. We were going to debut it down in Hilton Head, South Carolina, at a venue very similar to Middle C called the Jazz Corner. And we were all set. We'd done the arrangements, and we were all set to bring this show on. And then here came Hurricane Florence, and that was the same weekend that we were booked, and so we got evacuated. And the show didn't happen then. And then for various reasons, the last 2 years, we've done a lot of themed shows, but we've never been able to get this one back on stage. So we're very, very happy. We actually debuted it last night, and it went really, really well. But just so you know, I mean, you guys are in for the second show on the second night, and and certainly the last night and the early show were not rehearsals. But you're going to get the best show, I mean, we saved all the good. We knew you guys were going to be here. We saved all the best stuff for you all. And word got out. We actually had some friends that came to the early show, said we're staying for the second because we hear that one's even better. And so anyway, so just know that you chose well. And we have a live stream going tonight. Larry Farber and MiddleCjazz, they've worked diligently to put up a 4-camera thing going. So if you are joining us virtually, thank you so much. I don't even know where I'm actually talking to, but that's okay. I'm going to just assume it's about right there, and I'm just going to talk to that spot. And so anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, we opened up a tune that was, of course, from Carole King. That was off of a landmark album that she did called Tapestry. And so we're going to jump into a tune that was written by Burt Bacharach and recorded by the Carpenters and Karen Carpenter. Now, if you had told me when I was 14 years old that, by the way, somewhere years down the road, you're going to be doing a tribute to the Carpenters and playing Burt Bacharach tunes, I'd be asking you, okay, what did I do to deserve this punishment? Because at 14, you don't understand how hip and cool something is, and it's kind of like when I remember my dad was like 12 and he gave me a glass of beer, and man, that when you're watching football as a kid and they keep the beer commercials come on, beer looks like it must taste like honey and nectar, and the first time you tried it, he's like, why do you drink this stuff? This is horrible. And then you get older and you go, it's not so bad. And You learned, it's like coffee's the same way. Anyway, I'm happy to say I finally got old enough to understand that Burt Bacharach and the Carpenters are absolute geniuses. So this is a little tune. You'll recognize it. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You'll know what it is pretty quick. I don't actually read music, but I like to put it up and it makes me feel like an intellectual. That was funnier in my head. Okay, 1,
Why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you. Why do stars fall down from the sky every time you walk by? Just like me, they long to be close to you. On the day when you were born, the angels got together and decided to create a dream come true. So they sprinkle moon dust in your hair, golden starlight in your eyes of blue. That is why all the girls in town follow you all around. Just like me, they long to be close to you. On the day when you were born, the angels got together, decided to create a dream come true. So they sprinkle gold dust in your hair, golden starlight in your eyes so blue. That is why all the girls in town follow you all around. Just like me, they long to be close to you. Just like me, they long to be close to you. Just like me, they long to be close to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So, and I would actually, I need to introduce these amazing musicians to you. So this show was premiered last night, and the band actually got all of this music on Wednesday. We got together, and and the trick is, I had all this stuff in my head. I'd written out music, but music is just a more of a suggestion than anything, and it's hard to get the nuances and all the different things actually on a printed page. And I don't know how they managed to do it, but they literally managed to kind of hear exactly what was in my head. It's a little unnerving, actually, that they were able to do it so well. And but ladies and gentlemen, on the drums, Mr. Al Sergel. On the bass, ladies and gentlemen, the great one himself, Mr. Ron Brendel. On trumpet this evening, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Justin Ray. And of course, Maria and myself, Maria Howell and Maria Howell.
And Noel Friedline.
So now you may have, and I'm going to actually call out not the elephant in the room, but this is the kind of thing that would distract me immensely. Justin, hold up your horn if you don't mind. So what's going on there? This is actually something that Justin has designed himself. This is I was like, is this kind of a mute or something to do to control the sound? And he said, no, this is actually, it controls the air so that for those of you in the splash zone right here, you're not like getting blasted with potentially infected air. I don't know how else to say that in such a nice way, and or just Now, Justin, just so you know, this is actually we were talking. I reached out to Justin to see if he could come play with us tonight. Justin lives in Asheville, and where he's based out of now. But this is actually Justin's first gig in 4 months he was staying. But ordinarily, we were very lucky to be able to get him because Justin is usually on the road and has been on the road for the last 17 years with Michael Bublé. And so you've heard of Michael Bublé. Nice. Justin taught Michael everything he knows, and that's about playing the trumpet. Yeah, that's it. So we're going to jump in. Now this next tune is actually written by Carole King, though it is definitely usually known as a James Taylor tune. But she wrote this again off of that Tapestry album. And by the way, if you're people say, hey, Friedline, if I was going to buy 10 albums, what 10 albums should I make sure I always have in my collection? Tapestry by Carole King, absolutely, I'd put in the top 10. There's every single song. There's not a bad song, not a bad track on any of it. It was her debut as a singer-songwriter after years as being a songwriter only. So this is like I said, most people know this is a James Taylor tune, but definitely Carole King. The tune is called You Got a Friend.
You're down and troubled, and you need a helping hand, and nothing is going right. Close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest night. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running, to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you got to do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. You've got a friend. If the sky above you should turn dark and full of clouds, and that old north wind, it begins to blow, your head together, yeah, and call my name out loud, and soon I will be knocking upon your door. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Whoa, winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you have to do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. Now ain't it good to know you've got a friend, 'cause people can be so, they'll hurt you and desert you, leave your soul if you let them. Oh, don't you let them. Oh, you just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Yeah. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. Just call out my name, you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Oh, it's a spring, summer, or fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will, yeah. I'm gonna be there, yeah. All you gotta do is call my name, and I'll be These are some feel-good songs.
So this next tune is making a mess here. This next tune, I'm going to take a drink of water. That's what I'm going to do.
While you're taking a drink of water, I'm going to let the people in virtual space scream real loud. We can hear you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Say what? Exclamation points, like squared. So yeah, all caps. You guys are the best thing happening on this Friday night. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. So this next tune found its origins as a commercial jingle for Crocker Bank. And what happened was that Richard Carpenter, Karen Carpenter's brother, heard the tune, this jingle for this bank, and he reached out to the songwriters because he thought it had pop potential. The songwriters were a guy named Roger Nichols and a very young songwriter and lyricist and actually a vocalist, performer named Paul Williams. Do you remember Paul Williams? About 4 feet tall, and 1970s, he's quite popular. Well, he was actually the vocalist on this jingle, and so Richard Carpenter called up Paul Williams. He said, "Hey, Paul, that tune you did for Crocker Bank." He's like, he's like, "Yeah." He goes, does that have a bridge? He goes, "Oh, sure, absolutely, yeah. It's just, you just hear 30 seconds of it in the commercial, but yeah, it's got a bridge." And he goes, "Well, great. Are you cool if Karen and I, record that?" Now, the Carpenters had just had a #1 hit with "Close to You," and so and Paul Williams like, "Oh, sure, yeah, I'll send the full tune over to you. No worries." And he hangs up the phone immediately. He calls Roger Nichols and he says, "Got good news. The Carpenters want to use that tune we wrote for that bank." And he said, "What's the bad news?" He goes, "We got to write a bridge." The tune was not finished at all. I mean, and so of course, the way it works in the music business, you book the gig and you learn the tunes later. So I mean, there's no in this business. Does it have a bridge? Absolutely, it will when it gets to you. And so they did that. They sent that on to the Carpenters. The Carpenters did record it. It unfortunately did not go to #1. It stuck at #2 because it couldn't bump the Jackson 5 with "I'll Be There" out of the #1 position. And then the week that it fell off was the same week that the tune by the Partridge Family, "I Think I Love You," shot to #1. And kind of ironic, we're not doing a Partridge Family tribute, but we are. That's next week, of course. And we're going to do that with the Brady Bunch Partridge Family thing, and going to keep on. Yeah, no, we're not. But that might be the soundtrack in purgatory right there.
She's like, "Thank you, don't."
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the tune that started off as a commercial jingle, and but it's of course is a signature song of the Carpenters, Karen Carpenter, a tune called "We've Only Just Begun."
We've only just begun to live. White lace and promises, kiss for luck, and we're on our way. Before the rising sun, we fly. So many roads to choose. Start out walking and learn to run. And yes, we've just begun. Sharing horizons that are new to us, watching the signs along the way, talking it over, just the two of us, working together day to day. evening comes, we smile. So much of life ahead. Find a place where there's room to grow. And yes, we've just begun. Sharing horizons that are new to us, watching the signs along the way, talking it over, just the two of us, working together day to day. And when the evening comes, we smile. So much of life ahead. Find a place where there's room to grow. And yes, we've just begun. And yes, we've just begun. And yes, we've just begun. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. We're gonna go jump back to Carol King for just a little bit, and a tune called well, you'll recognize it.
So far away, doesn't anybody stay in one place anymore? It would be so fine to see your face at my door. Doesn't help to know that you're just time away. Long ago I reached for you and there you stood. Holding you again could only do me good. How I wish I could, but you're so far away. One more song about moving along the highway. I can't say much of anything that's new. If I could only work this life out my way, I'd rather spend it being close to you. But you're so far away. Doesn't anybody stay in one place anymore? It would be so traveling around sure gets me down and lonely. Nothing else to do but close my mind. I sure hope the road don't come to own me, 'cause there's so many dreams I've yet to find. You're so far away. Doesn't anybody stay in one place anymore? It would be so fine to see your face at my door. It doesn't help to know that you're so far away. I see you're feeling like me. Yeah, nice and soothed. Talking to myself and feeling old. Sometimes I'd like to quit. Nothing ever seems to fit. Hanging around, nothing to do but frown. Rainy days and Mondays always get me down. What I got they used to call the blues. Nothing is really wrong. I'm feeling like I don't belong. Walking around some kind of lonely cloud. Rainy days and Mondays always get me down. Funny, but it seems I always wind up here with you. It's nice to know somebody loves me. Funny, but it seems only thing to do to run and find the one who loves me. that's come and gone before. No need to talk it out. We know what it's all about. Hanging around, nothing to do but frown. Rainy days and Mondays always get me down. Yeah. Oh, always get me down. Always get me down. Yeah. I said rainy. Yeah. I said rainy. Rainy days and Mondays. Rainy, 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 rainy days and Mondays. Yeah. Always get me down, 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 down. I said rainy days and Mondays, baby. I get me down. Get me down. Ooh. Get me down. Get me down. Say, always get me down. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. I get me down. Hey.
That song, it was another one that was written by Paul Williams and Roger Nichols. Yep. So we're going to do a tune. This is how many of you are y'all familiar with the Monkees? You remember the Monkees, the TV show?
Don't yell too loud. Too fast.
Well, that's the show coming up in 2 weeks after we do with the Partridge Family and the Brady Bunch. We're
Right.
doing our Monkees tribute, and it. So the Monkees were created by a gentleman by the name of Don Kirshner. And Don Kirshner, the Monkees were musicians, but Don Kirshner and the producers of the Monkees didn't trust that they would actually do the job right. So the Monkees were not allowed to play. Though they were holding instruments and everything. The only person they actually allowed to do anything was Davy Jones. They let him sing. But all the songs were written by someone else, and they were recorded out in L.A. in a studio, and then they'd have the Monkees come in. Well, by the second season, the Monkees were getting fed up with this. By the way, do you know Stephen Stills auditioned from Crosby, Stills and Nash? He auditioned for the Monkees and didn't get in. And I kind of saw that one coming, but anyway, I couldn't quite see that one. But anyway, I digress, which will happen again and again tonight. I'm just going to warn you right now. But by the end of the second season, the Monkees were like, listen, we're musicians, we're singers, we write music. If you don't let us play our instruments and actually sing, we're going to quit. And, they had a hit on their hands, and so they said, okay, you guys can do it. And then, so the third season, all the stuff was done by the Monkees themselves. And they were canceled at the end of the season. But anyway, but Don Kirshner left a bad taste in Don Kirshner's mouth. And so he thought, I don't want to deal with people ever again. So he went on to create another band called the Archies. You remember that, which was based on the Archie comics. Sugar, oh, honey. Yeah, anyway, and it worked quite well because, the Archies didn't argue. They just did as they were drawn. Oh, yeah, there's a dad joke in there somewhere. And, I'm sure someone will come up and help me, kind of.
That's right. They were only laughing online.
They are roaring at home right now. Yes.
Thank you.
No, actually, what you just saw was it was a ton of people going click. Yeah. Anyway, but the problem with the Archies was you can't tour a cartoon. They don't work on stage live as well as you might think. And so the Archies, and then Don Kirshner went on. When I was I have a brother who's 10 years older than I am, and in the 1970s, about early mid 1970s. On Friday nights, they'd let me stay out past 10 o'clock, and my brother always watched Don Kirshner's rock concert, or in concert, and which was hugely influential in its time. Okay, the reason I'm telling you all this stuff about Don Kirshner is that Don Kirshner gave Carole King her start at the Brill Building. He had a publishing company called Alden Music, and he had brought in Carole King along with her husband at the time, Jerry Goffin, and they had a whole team of songwriters. Neil Sedaka got his start there. Neil Diamond wrote stuff, Burt Bacharach, and then a lot of names that you might not be familiar with, but you know the music. I mean, they wrote for everyone from the Coasters to the Drifters to Herman's Hermits to the Monkees. Carole King wrote Pleasant Valley Sunday for the Monkees, and she wrote any number of Up on the Roof. She wrote for the Drifters, and so, hit after hit after hit. So we're going to do a tune that it was actually Carole King's first hit with Alden Music, and she wrote it for the Shirelles. And this was the tune at the time. It seems very innocent and almost very well, innocuous maybe is the word I'm looking for. I don't even know what that means, but it sounded really important. But anyway, the tune itself was rather controversial at the time because it dealt with an adult subject, which we're talking about a time when you couldn't show a toilet on TV and everyone had to keep one leg on the.
When the married couple slept in two
yes,
separate beds.
yeah, exactly, yeah. It's like well, how is Lucy pregnant when they sleep in separate beds? And so anyway, but they couldn't even say the word.
Show.
They couldn't even say the word pregnant on the air. They had to say which they couldn't. Yeah, that was banned. Matter of fact, to give you an idea. Okay, now I'm going to stop there because I could go on and on and on. But this is a tune that she wrote for the Shirelles. The tune is called "Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow."
I love when you call out a title, somebody screams.
Say it again, see what happens.
Will you love me tomorrow? You hear that, virtual audience? Okay.
You didn't hear the virtual audience?
No,
it was
I just
that's because I scared them off with that dad joke.
I wanted the virtual audience to hear this in the room audience, but okay, here we go. Tonight you're mine completely. You give your love so sweetly. Tonight the light of love is in your eyes. But will you love me tomorrow? Is this a lasting treasure or just a moment's pleasure? Can I believe the magic of your sighs? Will you still love me tomorrow? Tonight with words unspoken, you'll say that I'm the only one. But will my heart be broken when the night meets the morning sun? I'd like to know that your love is a love I sure of. So tell me now, and I won't ask again. Will you still love me tomorrow? meets the morning sun. I'd like to know that your love is a love I can be sure of. So tell me now, and I won't ask again. Will you still love me tomorrow? Oh, will you still love me tomorrow? Will you still love me
Hard to believe that was controversial in its day. That's awesome. Glad it's not anymore. We're going to jump to another Carpenter's tune. This was actually a tune that was recorded. A lot of the Carpenters' music was they used a studio group out of California at Gold Star Studios called the Wrecking Crew. The Wrecking Crew were a very, very famous group of musicians. Phil Spector used them on all of his wall of sound recordings in the 50s and 1960s. Such tunes such as I can't think of the name of the tune now. It's all right, but you would know it though if You've Lost That Loving Feeling is a great example. Things by the Ronettes, the Crystals, those things, a big wall of sound. And this was recorded. The Carpenters used them quite often, and we're going to put a little bit of a swing on it. It's a tune called "Hurting Each Other."
No one in the world ever had a love as sweet as my love. For nowhere in the world could there be a boy as true as you love. All my love I give gladly to you, all your love you give gladly to me. Tell me why then, why should it be that we go on hurting each other? We go on hurting each other, making each other cry, hurting each other without even knowing why. Closer than the leaves on a weeping willow, baby, we are. Closer, dear, are we than the simple letters A and B are. All my life I could love only you, all your life you could love only me. Tell me why then, why should it be that we go on hurting each other? We go on hurting each other, making each other cry, hurting each other without even knowing why. without even knowing. Why? Ooh, I don't know why, no. Don't know why. Don't know why. Hurting each other over and over. We go on, yeah. Hurting each other.
Maria, I don't know quite how you do it, but you make a lyric hurting each other to sound so good, you know?
That's because I smile while I
Is
sing.
that what it is?
Yeah,
Nice.
just put a smile behind everything. It just glosses it over, I tell you.
Awesome, awesome. So there was a really great songwriter and performer named Leon Russell, passed away a few years ago. And I was introduced to Leon Russell as a kid with George Benson with a hit called "This Masquerade." It was written by Leon Russell. And then as I got older, I got introduced to the amazing Donny Hathaway and the haunting tune that he did. So it's called "A Song for You," and just an amazing tune. Come to find out, it was also written by Leon Russell. And then let's jump to the Carpenters. The tune we're about to do is one of my absolute favorite ballads by Karen Carpenter. Just features her low alto so beautifully. And come to find out, sure enough, it was also written by the great Leon Russell. This is a tune called "Superstar."
Long ago, and oh, so far away, I fell in love with you before the second show. And your guitar sounds so sweet and clear, but you're not really here. It's just the radio. And don't you remember you told me you love me, baby? You said you'd be coming back this way again, baby. Baby, baby, oh baby, baby, I love you, I really do. such a sad affair, and I can hardly wait to be with you again. And what to say to make you come again, come back to me again, and play your sad guitar. And don't you remember you told me you loved me, baby? You said you'd be coming back this way again, babe. Baby, 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 I love you. I really do. I love you. I really do. I love you. I really do. Said I really love you, baby. I really love you, yeah, yeah. I love you. Said I really love you. Baby, don't you know I love you? Don't you know I love you? Oh, baby, I love you. Yeah, I really love you, baby. Really love you, baby. You know I really love you, baby. You know I really love you, baby. You know I really love you. Hey, I love you. Hey, I love you. Yeah. Oh. Said love you, babe. Thank you.
Dang, Maria Howe, there is no one else I'd rather do this show with than you. I tell you what, you know, Karen Carpenter, very famously, she started off as a drummer and with a band with her brother, and to the day that, you know, her entire career, if you asked her, she considered herself a drummer first and a vocalist second. When they were still in high school, she started playing a band with her brother, and she started singing, and they had a producer working with her, and at one point, the producer was like, you know, that whole song just seems way too high. Can we bring that down considerably? And so they dropped it, you know, like about a fourth or fifth, and it put Karen down in her alto range. And female vocalists at the time didn't sing down low like that. They didn't have higher voices, and so it was kind of unorthodox. And she started singing, and as soon as they did, they went, oh my gosh, we've stumbled on an absolute treasure. They discovered this voice that she had down low. She didn't know that she had it either. And it just became the signature sound. I'm telling you what, Maria Howe, you got that same alto going on right there. That's absolutely amazing. Tell you what, we're going to do that tune again, and I'm just going to let you all take turns playing piano because it's just a thrill to have to have that sound going. Anyway, that's just amazing. So, all right, we're going to finally get to something by Carly Simon. We're going to do a tune. Actually, we're going to do a Carly Simon tune and kind of slide into a Carole King thing. The Carly Simon tune we're going to open with, or that starts this medley of sorts, is a tune called "You're So Vain." And Carly actually followed in the footsteps of Carole King. It was unusual to have a female singer-songwriter, that was writing her own material. And Carly's a very, very talented songwriter. And she wrote this tune, and she would never say who it was about. And there was always, people like there was for a while everyone thought it was about Mick Jagger, because she had been intimately involved with him, and then it switched from Mick Jagger and we thought, oh, it's James Taylor, but again she would never say until about 5-6 years ago she finally revealed and she said there was actually 3 men that she had in mind when she wrote this song. Bless her heart. But there was 3 men, but the primary one was Warren Beatty that she wrote this about, some rather biographical information. So we're going to start off with "You're So Vain," and we're going to slide into Carole King's "It's Too Late."
I heard someone else scream over there, didn't I? That's what I thought, yeah. It was the internet. I'm sorry. Somebody from the virtual space. That's what I heard.
Well, this chart okay, so I always, whenever I write an arrangement or something, you always try to keep it at 3 pages, 4 at the very most, but never more than 3. And this one, as much as I tried, it ended up being 6 pages long. So and it's really not fair to the musicians, because you got Al on drums and Ron on bass. I mean, and they're reading music and they're using their ears and they're improvising, yet and they're just doing all their thing, a million things at once. And then I make them turn pages, and unfortunately, like all the really important stuff happens, like they coming up, and it's like, oh, and then by the time it's So
there was something in my head to say, but I'm going to keep it right here. I'm going to stop.
You're probably wishing I would do the same. Yeah, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. "You're So Vain, It's Too Late."
You walked into the party like you were walking onto a yacht. Your hat strategically dipped below one eye. Your scarf, it was apricot. You had one eye in the mirror as you watched yourself go by. And all the girls dreamed that they'd be your partner. They'd be your partner, and you're so vain. You probably think the song is about you. You're so vain. I bet you think the song is about you. Don't you? Don't you? You had me several years ago when I was still naive. Oh, you said we'd make such a pretty pair and that you would never leave. But you gave away the things you loved, and one of them was me. I had some dreams, there were clouds in my coffee, clouds in my coffee, and you're so vain. You probably think the song is about you. You're so vain. I bet you think the song is about you. Don't you? Don't you? morning just to pass the time. There is something wrong here, there can be no denying. One of us is changing, or maybe we've just stopped trying. And it's too late, baby, now it's too late. Although we really did try to make it, something inside is died, and I can't hide, and I just can't fake it. Oh, no, no, no. It used to be so easy living here with you, 'cause you were light and breezy and I knew just what to do. Now you look so unhappy and I feel like a fool. Yes, I do. And it's too late, baby, now it's too late. Although we really did try to make it now, something inside us died, and I cannot hide, and I just can't fake it. Oh, no. There'll be good times again for me and you, but we just can't stay together. Don't you feel it too? Still, I'm glad for what we had and how I once loved you. And it's too late, baby, now it's too late. Although we really did try to make it, something inside is died, and I can't hide, and I just can't fake it. Oh, no. It's too late, baby. It's too late. Noel Friedline arrangement. Yes.
I do have a 22-page chart, but we're going to save that for later. That's it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank you all so much for coming out and joining us. For those of you that are joining us online, you'll see that the streaming service that Larry Farber and MiddleCjazz has set up is completely free, and if you feel like making a contribution, we'd certainly appreciate it. But please don't feel any sort of obligation. And if it's something that you don't want to do or that you don't feel you can do, please let this be our gift to you tonight. So we got time for one more song.
And we have a dedication.
We do.
For that song. There is a Rich. Where are you, Rich?
Well, tell you what. Before we do the dedication, Maria,
Yes?
let me introduce the band real
Let's
quick.
do that.
And then,
Let's
yeah,
do that.
yeah, yeah.
Let's do
Ladies and gentlemen, once again on the drums, Mr. Al Sergel.
Yes, who has a single coming out. So look him up. Look him up.
And on the bass, Mr. Ron Brandel, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
And on trumpet, Mr. Justin Ray. And ladies and gentlemen, Miss Maria Howell.
Thank you so much, everybody. And the leader of our pack, the wonderful, the gracious, the most talented, the most knowledgeable of all things music, Mr. Noel Freeline, everybody.
That's right. I'm a legend in my own mind. Legend in my spare time. Something like anyway. And a very special thanks to everyone in Middle C, this amazing staff, Larry Farber. We got John Brighton to mix and sound for us. Our live stream is done by a handsome young man by the name of Thaddeus Friedline, happens to be my son, who's handling all that. We got Trey Mears over here handling the other cameras. We got just amazing staff here, and we so appreciate them taking such great care of us. But more than anything, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for coming out and joining us tonight. Let's see if I can find this thing.
Well, we've got the
Yeah,
birthday
so we have a dedication. This is going out to whom?
Rich.
To Rich.
Where is Rich? Over here. Hey,
Awesome.
Rich.
All right.
So anybody in the room or in virtual space celebrating a birthday on the same day as Rich, happy birthday to you.
All
But
right.
Thank you so much, Rich, for being here.
Rich, this actually works out well because we were going to close with a tune called "I'll Be Glad When You're Dead, You Rascal You," but actually the tune we're closing with yeah, we were going to close with "You're So Vain," but we've decided we've so we're going to close out with a tune that was written by Carly Simon. And actually, my father. Long story on this, and we'll hook up on that one later. This is a great little tune called "Nobody Does It Better."
Rich. Nobody does it better. Makes me feel sad for the rest. Nobody does it half as good as you do. Baby, you're the best. I wasn't looking, but somehow you found me. I tried to hide from your love light, but like heaven above me, the spy who loved me is keeping all my secrets safe tonight. Nobody does it better. Though sometimes I wish someone could. Nobody does it quite the way you do. Why'd you have to be so good? The way that you hold me, whenever you hold me, there's some kind of magic inside you that keeps me from running, but just keeps me coming. How you learn to do the things you do. Oh, oh.
Thank you all so much for coming out and joining us tonight. Y'all take care. Please be safe, be good, be careful. We'll see you next time.
Nobody, nobody, nobody. Nobody, 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 nobody. Nobody, 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 just a best baby. 'Cause baby, you're the best. Yeah, baby.
Thank you so much. Y'all have a great night. See you next time.